coding techniques again. So this is the new year and a happy new year to all of you from coding techniques team. And today I am back with a new video in a fresh year. Let's get started with today's video. You have already seen the intro. Let's start building pretty quickly. So today I'm going to build an awesome design and I'll show you the screen which I'm going to build today, which is this particular screen. Alright, so this is the home page of our all-in-one kind of a delivery application that we are going to build. So we are going to only build the UI. Let me give you a disclaimer for that. So I'll show you how the UI looks like, and we are going to design at least 4 screens. Alright, not in this particular video. I'm going to divide it into parts, so watch all of it, and I'm going to cover up the next video. I'm going to tell you regarding that in the community tab. So just stay tuned to the channel and you will get all the updates out there. So let's get started with this now. So in this particular design, we are going to start with the tabs part at first. So this tabs part is very much important to build, and we have already built so many times. So let's get started with that. For that, I need to remove this particular home folder. I'll delete it up, and then in the app folder, in the app routing module file, I'll remove this home one too. Now we won't face any error. It's time to add few pages, so I'm going to go for Ionic page. Let me just close this. Within the pages folder, which will be created automatically, the tabs folder that I'm going to create, not the tabs folder, tabs page I'm going to create. So let's go for that, and it is created. That's great. Now within the tabs one, what am I going to do? I'm going to design it at first. So I'm going to use the Ion tabs out here. Let me get the code quickly. So this is my code which I'll be using Ion tabs, and the tabs will show up directly out here. Let's check it out. It should go to tabs by default. Now you can see the tabs are showing up. That's great. Alright, so what next we need in our tabs one? Do we need anything else to do? Well, if I just select some of those, any of those, it's not getting selected because we need to let's create some other pages at first and then work with the tabs part, designing part. Okay, I'll close it again, add another page, and within the tabs one, I'm going to have the home one. After the home, I'll have a search one too. We need 5 pages out here. The next one is the, which one it is? Orders one. After that, the wallet one. And finally, the menu one, which I'll name it as account. Let's go for account. Alright, done. So now we have all the pages. Let's align it in our tabs routing module, because this needs to be passed within the children of the tabs page. Otherwise, this will not work as a tab one. Okay, in this particular manner, we are going to do it. Let me move all of it up till here. Move it to the top. There we go. Just check this out. In this particular manner, I have placed everything. Now, if I just hit reload, still nothing is selected, but if I click somewhere, it is coming up, right? That's great. Now, what am I going to do? In the tab routing module, well, I'll copy something from the routing module, app routing module, because I don't want to type it right now, but it's better if you type it down so that you can remember whenever you need. Let's go for this one, and I will paste it at the very end out here. Now this one will be /tabs/home will be my default route. Now you can see by default home is selected. That's what we need to do. Alright, once that is done, our tabs page is ready. Now it's time to design it up, because I need to change the colors of it. Okay, and also the background color also I want to change it up. First of all, let's theme up our application. So I'll apply the theming in the themes variable.scss file. Now this whole stuff I'm going to replace it out here. Okay, this with this particular variables.scss thing which I have already prepared. Now I'm using this particular color as my primary color, then the secondary color I have it out here. Alright, so these are my colors which I am using, and I have created one white color also, which is this particular one, for which we have to pass this particular class because this is not a default one that we have. And the other, for the dark color, I have not changed anything. Well, you can just simply copy and paste if you want to. Alright, so that's what I'm going to keep it out here. And let's move ahead and work with the other stuff. So you can see the color out here has changed. That's looking great according to me. I'm liking it. That's awesome. Okay, now once that is done, what is the next thing that I'm going to do? I am going to go to the tabs page.scss and I'm going to comment few stuff which I have already written actually out here. So after commenting it up, I'm simply changing the background to be white color. So once I do that up, you can see the background out here of the tabs one has changed. Once that is changed, everything other things are looking nice accordingly. And if you just go to any other tab, it's working pretty nicely. But if you want to change some color, definitely you can do it out here. If I just comment this up, well, you will see, well, there is hardly any change because it was the same color only. But you can change the color in this particular manner out here. Say like if I give it out here, let's say dark color, then this will change to black one, which you can see out here, correct? So that's what you can apply, but by default everything is being passed properly, so I don't need to apply this up. If you need, you definitely you can work with this particular stuff. Okay, now moving ahead, I'll go to the home page and work with this particular header part. So let's go for it. Now in the header part, I'll remove it, and in the title one, I'm going to pass mode to be material design MD. I have to go to the home page, and if I just type again home so that I can show you, it will come on the left side. It's on the start side. That happens in Android, not in iOS. In iOS it is kept at the center part, which we don't want in this particular case. That is why we have done that part. And after that, I'll remove this home again and do something else out here. But before that, I'm going to change the color of the toolbar, which will be the secondary color that I'm going to use to give the image this particular color. This is the one that we have out here. That's great. Now we need to design this particular part in the title itself. Let's go for that. So in the iron title, I'm going to pass an iron label where I will have an iron text where you are here is being written, and then a p tag where I'm passing the location. Basically, what is your current location? You can pass it out there directly, or you can select it using the Google Maps places one. All right, that's what you can do. And I have a icon out here which you can use to click and get into your to select a new location. All right, so this is looking fine, not nice I would say, but let's complete that up, then we will design it up in the SCSS. Now after that is done, in the iron title, let me pass class to be iron no padding, because I don't want any padding to be given by default. All right, fine. Or if you want, definitely you can have some padding, but for the time being I don't want any. So I've removed that up, and after the iron title I'm going to pass a button at the end part, which is this particular button where I already have a badge 2. Okay, so this is the badge that I'm using, and I'm passing this particular circle of 1, not any number. Okay, if you pass 1, definitely it will take it, but we have to design different size stuff. That's why I'm doing that part. Now once that is done, it's time to design it up. But before that, one more thing is left. I need to give something at the start also, because in the design we have this particular image too. Let's go for that. Alright, so before the iron title or wherever you want, you can give it, but I'll pass it out here to maintain the proper standard. Alright, I've seen the icon, and how I got this icon, basically I have the assets folder where I have already passed the image folder, imgs folder, and I have all these images present out here, which you can see one by one, where I am passing marker pic. This is the image, and I must tell you, which is very important, that most of these images are taken from free pic. So you can just search free pic out here, and you can just search for all these images and you will get that. All right, so that's where you can get it, but you need to pass the attribution. Remember that. If you don't pass, definitely you will end to some trouble, because this is not free licensing stuff, but you need to pass the attribution. That is anyways, let's go ahead and design this particular stuff. Let's go to our SCSS and work out here now. Alright, let's start with our iron header, where I have the iron toolbar, where I'm going to work with the iron avatar, because I want to give some background, light color background to my iron avatar, and a height and width of 30 pixel. I have fixed that up. That's nice actually. And after that, I need to work around with the title part too. Alright, for the title one, I'm going to paste this particular stuff, where I'm just resizing it to a font size of 1.1 rem, then a letter spacing, so that there is some spacing between two letters, to whatever it is. Then max width I have passed so that it won't exceed this particular stuff, so that it will reach the end part. Then margin left little bit so that there is a little margin, not much, that is mandatory. Then for the iron label, what am I doing? I am passing the text size of the iron text, which is this particular small one. Then the P tag one, I'm passing the font size to be 1 rem, which is replacing the actual one. Okay, and then the dark color is being passed, that is why we see the dark color everywhere. Then the icon one, I pass the font size and transformed it little bit towards the bottom part. Otherwise, if I don't do that up, you will see it will end up at the top side, which I don't want. That is why I've given that. Alright, so I hope you have understood this particular designing up till now. One more last thing is left, which is the iron buttons where slot is. So let's work with that. So this is the design for our slot and button, because I need to work only with the badge. So that is why I've just written iron buttons. If you are still confused, like I just want to pass only on the slot end, definitely what you can do, you can simply pass slot equals to end out here, and you can play with this particular stuff. You can see the designing is being done. So what I have done in the badge one, I have given the position to be absolute top minus 0.1 rem, which I've tested. It's pretty nicely working, and you can see it out here. It is placed at the top of the card icon. Then margin left 1 VW, I've given opacity a little bit 0.9, little bit dullish I've given. Okay, then the font size is being passed, padding, border radius is being passed, and for the icon, well, I've given some margin towards the right side. That is what it's being done, and this is how we can work with the icon to detect that particular icon one, and that is how it's being done. I have like tried many things in order to achieve this particular one, and finally I did that. So this is the thing which we have done in our iron header to achieve this particular design. Now if you just match this up, we have the exact design out here. That's great. Once that is done, the next thing is to work with the banners part. And for working with the banners, I have shown you many times, we need to use Swiper.js. For that, I need to install, oh sorry, not Swiper, npm I Swiper. That's what I'm going to use, this particular package. And it's installed pretty quickly. That's great. Everything is working. Now, I'll go to the home page, and in the home page, let me just minimize this up. And in my iron content, I'm going to work with the banners at first. So for the banners, I need to do something in the global.scss. Okay, let's minimize this. We'll go to global.scss, and out here, I need to import few things. And that will be just one thing, which is swiper/css/bundle, and it will import all the things that you need to use with Swiper, everything. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to the home page, HTML. And let's see what exactly we need to do out here with this Swiper one. So in here, I'll create a row, and within that, I'm going to pass this particular Swiper. Okay, in this particular manner, which you can see, I pass the configuration, which is a dynamic one, which I'm going to create right now. And for using Swiper, well, in the module.ts file, I need to use Swiper module. Otherwise, this will give me an error. That is why you need to keep it in a component instead of passing it directly in a page, because you don't need to import this particular module again and again. All right, and once that is done, I think everything is good to go. Let's go ahead. Okay, not this one, wrong import. Let's try it again. This is not the import. All right, sometimes you don't get the suggestion, then you can simply paste it on your own. You need to import it from Swiper/Angular. Okay, now one of the errors are gone. Not one of the errors, most of the errors are gone except two of them. So I need a banners array and banner configuration. Let's work on that in our TypeScript file. So let me have these two things. So the banner configuration will be a type of Swiper options, which I'll import it from Swiper. And you see an error is popping up. Well, in order to remove all these errors, these are ESLint errors, TSLint errors. So you need to go out here in the tsconfig.json file and change this to false, strict to false. Now this won't be checked, so we are free from this kind of an errors. There we go. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is to import few more stuff. Or actually I don't need, because I'm not using pagination out here, or in fact the autoplay, so I don't need to import anything. If you want to, definitely you can use that up. Now directly I'll jump into the ng on init and work with that. So in the ng on init, I'm going to pass the values or the array initialize the array of banners. Okay, so you can see these are coming up. It's great actually. But in order to have a proper design, I need to pass the configuration of the banner ones. For that, I need to use something else. All right, I need to have after content checked. So this particular interface I need to import. Once that is done, I need to paste a particular function ng after content checked, and there I need to pass this configuration, otherwise it's not going to work properly. All right, once that is done, you can see there is some spacing between these particular ones and it is aligned nicely. The only problem is the size of it, so we are going to use that, or we are going to apply that sizing from our SCSS. Let's jump into that. So I'll go out here to the home page SCSS and I'm going to work with the ion content out here. Let's go for that. So ion content, I'm going to work with the banners class, which I have already passed out here. All right, now in this, what have I done? Just close all these files. Okay, now extra files are closed. So out here, well, I have fixed the height to be 25 VH of the banners class. That means the swiper one. Okay, not the image one. So for the image, how much I'm giving? Well, I'm giving height of 22 VH. That means 3 VH is extra. Okay, now you can see this particular ones are coming at a proper size, which is looking nicer now. Okay, now if you want to auto scroll, definitely you can work around with the swiper one. I have already shown in the previous videos where I'm using swiper.js. You can simply check that out. Okay, now moving ahead, I've given a border radius also and a width to be 100% so that it can adjust automatically to the 100% width. All right, once that is done, and in fact margin also I've just passed. If I don't give this margin, let's see what happens. You will see there is no margin top and bottom. So I'm just giving some margin top and bottom out there. Okay, once that is done, our banner is ready. The next thing I'm going to work with is, let's check it out in our image, is this particular stuff. So let's go for that. Now I'm going to have another row where, or div actually, not row, where I'm going to pass this what would you like to do today? Basically it is asking what exactly you want to, which service you want to use. Okay, now in order to design this up, I'll go to the SCSS again and work with it. Out here in box header also you can give for the banners one, image one. I don't want that, this I'm not using it, so I've simply removed it. Now to this particular div I've already given a class. Let's work with that particular class only directly in our, out here dot topic, and I'll pass this font size and margin. Now this is looking nice, and if you want to restrict it to div, definitely you can give it out here div dot topic. That means the class belongs to only a div, not to anything else. Okay, that's where only the styling is going to apply. The next thing, we need a grid layout in order to get the tabular form, which is this particular one. Let's achieve that also. So I already have the images, like I already told you. Let's go to home page again and work with that particular stuff. Now this is a very interesting thing. I'm going to use a grid. Within that, iron grid, iron row, and in the iron row I'm going to paste an iron column, to which I've given a size of 3. This is the particular design which I'm having out here. So the image is passed in the thumbnail, where I'm using package.png file of the image file, okay, which is already present in the assets one. Then I'm passing an iron label, okay, whose name I've given is send packages. Well, you can pass the packages or you can deliver packages from one place to another using this particular application. That's the service is all about. Anyways, let's design this up in a proper manner. For that, I'll go to the SCSS again and work with this particular designing part. So for the grid also, I'll just paste the code and then I'll explain you what exactly I have done. So in the iron grid, at first I have passed some margin, okay, because if I don't do that up, let's say it will take the default one. Okay, I want some margin at the left side and at the right, means at the top side. So this is the top, this is 2 VH, then left and right I've just given some, okay, and bottom I don't need anything, that is why I'm not given. Then to the iron column, well, I have given padding to be 0. If I don't give that, it will take some default padding which I don't want. That's the one which is looking ugly, that is why padding 0. Then I've given a border to this particular card, one iron card, so that it looks nice, right? because I want a tabular form. If you don't give ion card instead of that, if you use a div also, then also it's fine, but I want the 3D effect. That is why I'm using a card. Okay, so the card is being used. Then we have the thumbnail. So for the thumbnail, what have I done? Not exactly right now. It's at the bottom. I have given the height to be 7 VH. That is fixed. Then to the ion card, I have done few more stuff, which is the height. I have fixed that to 100 pixels. It won't take more than that. The card height should be fixed, and the width is 100%. You can take any width you want, but it's already fixed as the column size is 3, so it will just take one third of the row. Okay, then the margin padding 0, display flex. If I don't give that, just check it out what happens. Let's comment this up and show you what exactly happens if I don't give that. You can see this is not aligned in the proper manner. That is why I've used display flex and column the direction. Okay, and align item center. If I don't give that, that won't be aligned in the proper manner. That is why this is being done. Okay, all right. Then I have worked with the ion label and given its size, weight, and also some margin top. So this is a basic design which I've done out here, and it's looking lovely. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to have one more ion column out here, which is actually static one, because the design within this, it will be different from the other ones. Let me just explain you a little bit. Basically, send packages and any store in the city, these two have a different design if you get inside that, and other ones will have almost similar design. That is why I have kept it in this particular manner. The other ones will be the dynamic one, which I'm going to pass, and that's how you can make a real application also, where you can pass the dynamic properties in this particular manner. Okay, so the next ion column which I'm going to pass, let me just break it down, will be this particular one. As you can see out here, any store in city, and this is the default icon which I'm going to use, or the image I would say, whose name is shop.png. Okay, now between these two, I'm going to use something dynamic because I like that. So for the dynamic part, well, I'll have almost the same thing, but there will be an array. Let's define that array at first in our TypeScript and then work around with this particular stuff. For that, I'm going to have something called store underscore types, the type of stores that you can have, which will be an array obviously, and in the ng on init, I'm going to work with that. Let me paste it. Okay, so these are my 7 stores which I have prepared: restaurant, grocery, medicine, pawn shop, meat and fish, gifts, pet supplies, with the icons or images that is being used. Okay, so let's implement that up in our HTML and let's see how it behaves. So basically it's going to be the same stuff, but only the looping is different and the names will be dynamic along with the images too. So let me paste it. All right, so this is the design, and there you go, almost the same thing out there, right, with the images. So I hope the images are good. If you don't find it that good, you can simply replace it with your one. Okay, you can design it in Photoshop or wherever you want to, or you can get it from Freepik also. So this is the design which I have prepared today. Let me know in the comment section how you like this particular design. So this is the first page, the home page that I have designed for our application, and I have named it as Joker. Okay, in Hindi, basically Joker means Joker. Whatever you want to do, just do it. Even if you see this is the one place where you can get all the services. All right, that if you want banners also, you will understand many needs one help. Anything related to delivery, you can do it out here. Our homepage is ready. We are going to design the search page, then orders page, wallet page, and the menu page all together, means one by one in different parts. Let me know in the comment section how you like this particular design and how eagerly are you waiting for this particular next video. I will update you pretty soon when the next video is coming up. It will be coming pretty soon, obviously. So with this, I'm going to sign off today. See you next time.